Ooh,
Hey, honey biscuit, how are you?
good. I did a little bit of the longer intro because I had to do something in between. But so here we are. It's Monday. Obviously, it's tough sometimes with the summer and baseball and just birthdays and all this stuff that's going on and streaming. Sometimes that's why I like Big Easy. Sometimes he gets it right where it's just so random, right? He just gets on whenever. Um, but
Yeah,
it's good to get back on and kind of kick the show off a little bit this week. And we're going to a great place. A lot of people live in Florida. You know what
yeah.
I'm thinking. A lot of times when we have guests on, I'll be like, "Sassy, where are we going this week?" "Oh, we're going to Florida." Like, why don't we just move there? Because
But
it seems like,
hey, you could pay me $10 and I would go right now. I love Florida.
yeah, I know the boys enjoyed it when they went to Disney World with their mom and stuff. And I mean, you read a lot of stories about different parts, or things like that. But I think it would be a lot of fun to check it out. I mean, definitely. But we do have somebody who is an experienced Floridian, so we are definitely going to check in with him in here in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and kick off the show here. Guys, we appreciate you being here. If you're watching on the rewind, we appreciate you taking the time to watch on the rewind. If you're here for the first time, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button. But let's go ahead and get the show going. Here we go.
All right.
All right, so we got our official kickoff on the logo here. But Sassy, the guests that we have coming in tonight. Now, when I first came into the community, he was one of the ones that reached out to me and like had me do like a top 10 video, like, to showcase things that I had, and really took the time and effort to like welcome me into the community. He's always been a great guy with the contact that I've been able to have with him. A family man. He loves his Marvel. Swears by his Captain America. But however, we have found him in different waters. He's in different waters. So definitely, we're gonna learn a little bit more about that. And if you guys have not had a chance to find out about Mr. TechBot, if you're watching on the rewind and you're coming in for the first time, great guy. So go ahead and join us in tonight's show. So let's go ahead and welcome in Mr. TechBot here. Here we go. Let's do this.
What's going on?
All right. What's up? How's it
That's
going?
one cool logo you got there.
That's actually going to be going away soon, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I've been working with multiple designers and have a couple different designs already done. I'm waiting on one more to choose from. But yeah, that's completely going away pretty soon. So you'll be seeing a brand new logo coming soon.
well, do you have any extra stickers that you could pass this way? That way we could always remember the old.
That I do. I've got some of those the shiny ones somewhere around here.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's had some interesting logos that he's put together. A great deal. Very creative with what he's done in the past. But we want to say hi to some people that come in the chat. So Mystery Mattis Collectibles, what's up, Randy? Roscoe Pops, how's it going, Angie? Chase Kingdom, hails to the kingdom. We got Mr. Crispers, always a treat. Mark Schaefer, More Life and Travel. Umpty Scratch. And let's see here. Angie Uploaded. How's it going? James Bashirs. Just want to see if Christina Payne, of course, starting it off.
Oh, Arcade just came in. What's up? I see you.
Arcade Pop, what's up? How's it going there? So we hope everybody's doing well. But we're starting our show off. Sassy and I have kind of had a little bit of time off, little things. And you know how it is, Chris. You guys just actually went on vacation, right? Just had some vacation.
back in May, we went up to Georgia, did a little Great Wolf Lodge stuff, and Coke Museum, which I just posted up not that long ago, and I've still got an aquarium video I still haven't even edited yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he's Sassy, if I'm not mistaken, because you are a pretty big Coke fan, right? You are definitely. So, what was a museum like?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it had a lot of great. I mean, if you're a Coke fan, I mean, it's definitely something. I'm a big Coke fan myself. Definitely don't drink it as much as I used to, but it's fantastic. It goes back into a lot of old history. They even got the old document of the lawsuits of from fans for the new Coke to old Coke. A lot of great old great merchandise out there. Plus, of course, you got the tasting room, which is always a lot of fun. A lot of different things, and we get a small version of that out here in Epcot. They do have a Coke store in Epcot, so they have some like I think about 8 different items to taste, but it's a small version of it. Plus, they also have a giant three floor Coke store over at Disney Springs.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I've been to the Coke in Georgia. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's where I did the video from.
And then the aquarium you were talking about, is that the one in Chattanooga?
No, that's the Georgia Aquarium.
Okay, I've never been to that.
It's directly across the park from.
That's right. That's right. I've never been to that one. Have you ever been to the one in Chattanooga?
No, I have not.
That one, like 4 hours it takes you. It's so big.
Now, back in the day, before you got into the YouTube community, and I know you liked Coca-Cola, didn't you kind of work like as a mascot? I thought there was some information.
No.
Chase Kingdom, he sent us this information. So this wasn't you in the roller derby, Coca-Cola Classic before you got into the YouTube?
No, that definitely wasn't me, and that sounds like something Chase would do, by the way. But no, that definitely not me.
All right. So obviously, coming into this community, you did a lot with Funko. You've been in the sports market. I know you're a big Boston, Red Sox fan. But then something kind of clicked in a different direction with you. And you obviously being in Florida, you started doing some stuff with Disney. And it was really taking off and really kind of helping things grow a little bit. And now, like I said, you've amassed a great amount of subscribers with your channel, but you're doing some different types of content. And then you're still obviously with Wanko involved with your Funko, but I know some of that's kind of changing. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with Mr. TechBot.
Well, this is actually, if people actually want to go back and look at this, this is actually the 3rd time I've changed niches within YouTube. I started out. Be honest with you, I hated mystery boxes. I never wanted to get into it. Never thought I'd be doing it. And so I got into doing tech reviews to start with. I'm kind of a tech type of person. I like a lot of gadgets and things like that. And that's really where the TechBot name comes from. Luckily, that was so early on that I had realized very quickly that nobody really, I mean, unless you're a big subscriber and you got to put a lot of work into it, nobody really subscribes to tech channels, to be honest with you. People just will view them to view the things that they want to know. And so a buddy of mine said, hey, why don't you get into what he called a nerd channel, doing things like comics and Funkos and stuff like that. So I kind of got into it and, broke into it type stuff and kind of just went along with doing the mystery boxes. Enjoyed them for a long time. I still enjoy, Funkos in itself. But it was probably about maybe just after COVID, to be honest with you. I started realizing I literally live 25 minutes away from Disney World. I can see the fireworks from Magic Kingdom outside my daughter's 2nd floor window. And I haven't done those in a long time, by the way. But I started realizing it's like, wait, I have Disney in my back pocket. And not to say anything against Funko community by any means, but I started realizing and looking at numbers and stuff like that, realizing I love Funko, but to be honest with you, the niche for Funko is very narrow, to be 1,000% honest with you. Whereas travel and Disney is much bigger niche and genre. So I was like, well, Disney's in my back pocket. You know, I literally live 20 minutes from it. Why not start incorporating some more of that? So I slowly did it. I slowly fell in love with the vlog style. Instead of just being in the studio opening up boxes, I fell in love with the vlog style. To me, it was much more creative, and I had a lot more creativity in what I did. So started doing it more, and I'm really kind of diving a little bit more into it now than I think I have in probably the past 3 months, and you know, just enjoying it, planning to do more stuff, going out to Food and Wine this weekend to go check out some great items and go from there.
Well, I know like Cisco, Nancy and Cisco, you know, always does his daily vlog and stuff. And I know it's got to be grinding at times, but it does seem to be rewarding because you are doing a lot of different things and you're opening up that experience. And with having Disney World in your backyard, I mean, it makes sense to go in that direction because there's so much that you can pull from. And a lot of people going to travel, like if they're going to go there for the first time, they see your channel and there's a review on it, or like I know recently they got a new ride that's going to be coming out with the Tron, and you do the review and it's like, oh, okay, this is cool because I have some information to go off of.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about that is like you can research. Like some people are like, okay, this is the tips of the park, or you know, this is where to go, not to go, you know, this is the food that they're showing, you know. So there's all kinds of things that just open up, you know, opposed to saying, okay, this is my latest pickup, you know, like you know,
Yeah.
you know, and I get that. And I guarantee you, like, I mean, if I had the opportunity in my backyard to go into some places like that, I mean, I would try some of that as well, and experiment with different channels, you know. Like I was telling Sassy, you know, I'm looking into building into a horror channel and kind of working into that because I do enjoy that a lot, and I just want to use it as my side kind of thing and see where I can go with it. But
You really
I
just need to do what you enjoy and what makes you, because I mean, yeah, I mean, does any YouTuber that puts in the work and put in the time would love to go full time at some point? Sure. But right now I still consider it a hobby and it's something I enjoy, and I've always been a Disney fan for many years. You know, I've always said I have a wealth of useless knowledge when it comes to Disney, so I figured it just kind of worked.
Yeah.
well, uh, I mean, definitely, you know, like I said, I mean, I haven't been able to uh, meet up with Mr. Beast and get all his input yet on how to, you know, become very successful. But, you know, definitely, like I said, yeah, it is a lot of work. You got to be in the right place, the right time. You know, there's just, it's so much that goes into it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still fun. You know, I mean, it is obviously having the opportunity to meet somebody like Waynco and Chase, and then you have Slushland in Canada. So, I mean, you had people that come in that maybe you didn't have the opportunity to meet if it wasn't for the YouTube, you know, and these are genuine
Sure.
relationships, you know. And so that's the one thing that you can always take from this community is there is a lot of great people in this community. And it's not just about what we collect, you know, and there's other things that are involved. And you being a family man, you know, I know it must be a lot of fun too, you know, be able to take the kids sometimes to vlog and go to, or does that become kind of hard to balance?
It can be tough to vlog. We've you know, in the beginning it was a little tougher. We kind of basic because again, I don't want to be. I don't really. I'm not really for family vloggers, to be 1,000% honest. I don't like how some family vlogs kind of, you know, push their kids into this really without their consent. So I don't ever want to be a family vlog. I want my channel to be able to stand on its own with me and not, you know, because there's a lot of channels out there that wouldn't stand up if they didn't have their kids in it. And to me, I think that's wrong to a certain aspect. Where, you know, I think kids need to have a say in a lot of stuff, but you'll see them in there from time to time,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff like that. But we've gotten good where, you know, even when I go, you know, we'll be together, and a lot of times I'll step aside, you know, to a wall or to go do something, to talk in front of the camera, and they just kind of keep going where they're going, and then I catch up with them. So we've kind of, if we're at the parks together, we come up with a routine. Sometimes it's a little bit easier when I just go to the parks by myself, but I love to have them there because I can incorporate a little bit more into what's going on.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, if you do have the kids, it is always fun when they can participate. But yeah, sometimes, especially now that we're back with school and summer and things like that, it's hard to really say, okay, look, we have these boxes we got to open up today. And, when they're playing video games and hanging out with their friends, but you try to say, okay, well, look, can we do a video today? Like, I want to do one on Sunday. So, let me know when you have time. But at the same time, it's like, these are memories that are always going to be with you. So that, as they get older, if they want to find it, they could be like, hey, look, there's, our family was at Disneyland, and hanging out. And it's always good. Like, I know my mom, she got stage 4 lung cancer. So for her to be able to see like any videos we do is, always good.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. But your boys are old enough to be able to have a say and stuff like that. So that's what I always loved about it. You've never forced them to be on it in any way. So
yeah. And I let them know, I'm like, hey, let's do a challenge, or, you can do this and this. Like, I lost to SASSY. I have to actually get pied in the face. So I told Jacob he can be the one to do that. So on one of the streams, we're going to, just be here, and he'll just walk up and boom, pie me.
If you want to wait till my birthday stream, I'm okay with that.
maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it for that. Yeah. But I was wondering too, I'm not sure if, Slush will come in tonight or not, but, because I had made something for him, being a hockey fan. But I always enjoyed coming into your streams, and, with Waynco and Chase and stuff, and just having the banter, and just having the knowledge of different stuff, whether it's the sports or the Funko, but now, with the Disney side of things, and it is a tough crowd, we talked about, because a lot of people carry those type of channels. And I mean, you're not going to do the ears, a lot of the ears, designing the ears, right?
that's not my style.
But I know, Geeking Out with Melly Mel, she does really well.
I love her. She's great.
She does really well with hers.
I actually ran into her at the park one day. I was out at the World of Disney, and she actually saw me. And she was out there with her husband shopping, and I think we have a picture on it on IG somewhere. But yeah, we just kind of, ran into each other. Oh, Will, man, I haven't talked to this boy in a long time.
Me either.
Good seeing you, Will.
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you, Will. I hope you're doing well. Hope the fam's doing well. So definitely, like I said, I've loved how you've just continued to take your channel and kind of put it in a spin that you really enjoy, you feel comfortable with, and not feeling to have to force, like, okay, I just have to be Funko and I'm just going to continue to, make it work. I mean, you're doing what you want to do. So, I mean, and you have shown that you can do something like that and not have to start over, but technically
it's definitely not easy doing what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you that. Or like when I did it early on, wasn't that big a deal. I wasn't really that haven't been doing it long enough. This time, I'll tell you, it is a lot harder to completely change genres. I lose subs. I mean, that's just part of life. And I kind of expected that. Some people that are Funkos are not Disney fans. So, you walk into it expecting that, and you just kind of keep moving along. So I don't put so much emphasis on subs, to be 1,000% honest with you. I choose to focus on different areas of the analytics. But that comes and goes. But it's not. I don't recommend it. But if you're gonna do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah, and I mean, and Disney has Funkos. I mean, right? I mean, so they can't be too mad. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, there's so many really good looking Funkos from the Disney side of things, and some high priced ones, right? Like that Dumbo. The Dumbo is still way up there in the price, right? So.
Well, I can say that I appreciate I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I have 3 of my own. But if I'm watching a video. I'm planning on taking a trip. I'm watching a video not with kids in it because I want to see what its experience will be like as an adult. Not, you know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate you not forcing your kids to be in the videos and to get an adult's perspective of what, you know, they see. And because, I mean, we're planning a trip in December for Christmas, the week of Christmas. So
Busy time.
Yeah, I'm going to start watching videos of like what's the best places to eat that aren't like really expensive, you know, where to go, what's the best, you know, stuff like that. So
Mr. TECHBOT's house. Oh, wait, never mind. But and
The
even
next eventual evolution stages, we have so many hotels outside of Disney that's out here, and you know, I would love to be able to start staying at more outside hotels to give people that perspective of their rooms and locations.
yeah,
Financially, the channel is just not there yet.
right.
I have to be patient, and it's not one of my greatest virtues sometimes, but I've learned if YouTube's taught me anything, it's to be patient. Time will come, and you know, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But at the meantime, you know, like I said, you know, how much fun is that, right? When you get to spend time at Disney World, you know, so and it never really, I don't think it gets old, you know.
It depends on how you look at it, you know. Sometimes it can, depending on what's going on. Depends on how you let it affect you, really. I've seen people who get, you know, annoyed by guests and tourists and stuff like that. Some people that see it different, like when there's a video I got coming out on Wednesday where my family was out at the park all day. I had to work, and I just happened to go meet them just to go watch the fireworks. And, you know, small things like that, you know, I realized I hadn't been to Magic Kingdom in probably a good 6 months, kind of miss it to be a little bit. So, you know, it's a very popular park, so it's hard to get reservations and stuff for it. But, you know, there's a bunch of little things about it and stuff like that. So, you know, I hope it doesn't get, you know, annoying or bored with me, but you know, that's the plus part is there's always different things going on that I can spread my time around.
Well, and the other thing is too is there's getting competition with Universal Studios, you know, with their big theme park, and they're going to be opening up in LA next year, the Nintendo Land.
Well,
So
it's coming out here too.
yeah, so they're going to be doing a lot of different stuff to try to like compete a little bit with Disney. So Disney says, well, you know, we also want to keep opening up these Star Wars adventures, and then now they got the mention of the Tron. So what's going on with some of the rides that they got coming up? Like, you know, is that going to happen this year, next year? Like, what's going on with that?
Like I said in my, you know, my new show, if you guys want to know, that's on every Sunday. I release a little 5 minutes of Disney, talk about it. Tron, they're testing it right now. Testing, you know, being in Florida, you kind of know when ride testing starts. That one's pretty significant because the beginning of the ride launches outside and then back in, so you can kind of see it. But ride testing out here in Florida typically runs about a 6-month process. So, you know, if you see ride testing going on, you're going to know that, okay, you got at least 6 months. However, setbacks can happen and things like that. So, you know, 6 months can turn into 9 months worth of testing. Now, I'm of the side of test as long as you can, so that way it's safe by the time everybody gets on it.
Right, absolutely.
I would much rather you guys test and delay it. I said in the new show that, I mean, it could be as early as the end of the year, beginning of the year. I don't, to be honest with you, knowing the crowds and the way Disney does stuff, I really doubt you're going to see Tron open up at the end of the year. My best assumption is going to be March, because that's just before spring break, and or just at the start of spring break, so that way they get a lot of people coming in on it. So that's my best. If I'm going to give a dead honest thought of when that's going to open, is going to be March.
Yeah. And hey guys, you know, obviously you guys being YouTubers as well and channels, and you guys have tended to come in, you know, hit that like button. We always say, hey, smash the like button. It should be something that we want to always try to do for everybody that puts on a show the best we can. It always helps the algorithm. It helps everything in general. So, just take a little time, just go ahead and smash it real quick. What's up, Lass? How's it going? Mama J, I hear that clock ticking, Mama J. But definitely good to see everybody in the chat. Glad to see you guys are here. But we got a little bit of magic going on here with Disney and Mr. TECHBOT. And obviously, so many avenues. So have you felt like this is like where you want to stay now? Like, this is like, what, Disney, I enjoy this aspect of it. And so, sometimes you say, okay, well, maybe I'll do it for a while, go back and forth. I'm going to try to juggle both. Like, it seems to be tough to do that. And you want to put your attention towards something 100%. So,
yes, this is where I'm going. I think, I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2019. I've learned a lot in that time frame, not only about, making content, but, also about YouTube in itself. This is where I plan on going. This is where I plan on staying. Because the thing is, even if I get tired of Disney, I mean, I've done Great Wolf Lodge videos. I could take the family on vacation. We can go somewhere. There's lots of events that happen out here in Florida. Maybe not now because it's summertime, but during carnival season, we got Halloween coming up, and Halloween out here in Central Florida starts in August. So that's coming up pretty soon. You got Halloween Horror Nights going on. You got the Christmas parties going on. There's so much that goes on out here that I can always go to different things. I mean, I went and did, if you guys remember last Christmas, it was an impromptu one that I filmed it. Luckily I had my GoPro with me, but we had out at Margaritaville, they had this weird like drive-through light setup. I used a suction cup, put a GoPro on the top of the car, and we drove through it.
Nice. Boys, we're moving to Florida. I mean, that's the beauty of it. Like, the other thing I like too is there's a lot of cons that happen out there. Like, it seems like there's, there's type of cons that are always seeming to be on the East Coast. So, and I know you've done that before too, where you've gone to a con and did kind of a setup, right? Not
yeah, that was probably my first, to be honest, that's my first vlog style. Man, I was so nervous. I don't know if you probably tell on that video if I went back and watched at this point. I still run through anxiety sometimes filming at the parks and when I was there. And it's funny about that video is that it was just before COVID. I think, months before COVID happened. And I went out to the Space Coast. They had a small little con going on. And I walked around the whole place before I even filmed. Funny thing is I filmed my outro and my intro back to back. So I don't know if most people even notice that, but it took me a little while of talking to people to kind of get the anxiety gone. And it takes a minute sometimes. I'll go to parks by myself and I'll probably sit in my car for about 10 to 15 minutes, just kind of, getting myself ready to go. And it's something that's slowly through time has weaned off a little bit, but it's definitely not easy, and it's not for everybody to walk around the parks with a camera right in front of you in big crowds. Right. It's very weird. It's very awkward to a certain point. But I do enjoy it. Once I get the anxiety off, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, because you almost have to like have blinders on and just be like, I can't worry about what people are thinking or what's going, and just do it. But yeah, it is. I can totally see the anxiety of that. And I mean, even for me, like I'd be like, okay, I'm having an opportunity. But yeah, once you get in there and you're like, okay, like it does become overwhelming. I could totally see that. Anthony says, have you ran into Adam the Woo?
I have not run into Adam Woo. In fact, I think the only YouTuber I've actually ever run into is a guy named Michael K. Nice guy. I've chatted with him a few times through email. But, like I said, I think I was telling them, sometimes there's so many YouTubers out here, whether you're a vlog style YouTuber, you're a live stream style YouTuber, or both. There's so many YouTubers that go to Disney and are out filming at Disney all the time. Right. That, you got a lot of big dogs. Adam Woo's a big dog. Tim Tracker, you got Paging Mr. Morrow, PC Dev, stuff like that. These are all big dogs. These are people talking, 500,000. I mean, Tim Tracker is about at 1 million subs. So,
Wow.
It's hard to, there's so many that are over 100,000 that have that silver plaque. But I'm just trying to find my space into it. But we got to remember, we're all filming the same. We're all trying to find our piece in the same Disney pie.
Yeah.
So, it's just a matter of, it's kind of a little bit more dog eat dog. It's not, hey, I got a mystery box, you got a mystery box. We probably got something different. It's no, we're both at the same park, filming the same food, filming the same rides. Just how different can they be? So,
well, and especially if there's an event that's happening that day, it's the same event, and a lot of people are coming in. Like what's the thing with the popcorn buckets or something like that?
Oh yeah, the Figment ones last year. Yeah, that was during Food and Wine, the beginning of Food and Wine last year. But you got to remember, you got to be fast at these, and I'm not at that point that I'm living myself where I got to be there. Like if I really had to be there, I'd be at Epcot on Thursday. Thursday is the start of Food and Wine. That's when all the big YouTubers are gonna be there. You're gonna have Adam Wooler. Everybody goes the first day. Now I may run into people because I'm planning on going Halloween Horror Nights on the first day this year. Maybe at least going to the Christmas parties for Disney, stuff like that. And that's usually when you're probably going to run into most YouTubers. But to be honest with you, like I said, usually I just happen to be in a spot where I turned and I saw Michael K. But I really don't look for a lot of people. I just focus on what is in my head and what I want to portray on camera.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is it's still, you're getting your angle of it. You still have people that are going to watch your videos and see your style, how you're relating to the subject. And it's just like, I mean, I've watched a lot of the horror videos, and a lot of people are, when they talk about, okay, a Michael Myers Halloween trailer is going to drop, or Ghostface or whatever. There's a lot of people doing the same stuff that day, most likely, but you're still watching and getting from that content from them because they do it differently. And
well, you got to remember, like when HHN, the first night HHN comes out, these YouTubers will be up late doing all the festivities and filming this. When I do it, I most likely will not go to sleep that night because the big race at that point is you better have your video up the very next night, because typically the first night's a Friday. So a lot of people wake up on Saturdays and start watching some YouTube on TV. You better be up and ready to have that video go first thing when people wake up.
Yeah.
So I already plan on when HHN comes around, even if I leave there at 11, get home at midnight, I'm in my office putting up film, getting that thing ready to upload.
Well, I mean, and you can also get it from the UK side, Australia. People are starting a little bit early a day, So I mean, there's always good strategies of when you can try to get some of those views from other people. But also, it's a doggy dog, competition, out there, especially with the top dogs and stuff. But also want to take the time to say, Chase Kingdom, happy birthday. I know recently, a lot of birthdays in the month of June. July, we got SASSY's coming up in August. I mean, it's just a train roll with these birthdays. And Johnny Funko just recently did his stream. He had Mystery Madness collectibles on there, so you guys check that out. But I mean, that's what this community has been, such a great community, because there's so many pieces, and some of the pieces come together sometimes. And Pop the Chaos. And I know one time you guys were in there and you guys are talking about like pepperoni pizza.
I've actually never been in Pop. I troll Pop the Chaos quite often on their lives, but I've actually never been on Pop the Chaos.
But there was a stream you were on, maybe it was the Bearded Barbarian, but you were on one of them because you came on briefly. There was something with pepperoni pizza delivered.
Oh no, he did that to Wayne Tech. That was Chase.
Okay.
He was trolling me at that point because, of course, I'll always say my favorite, comic superhero is, of course, Captain America. My most hated superhero is Batman. So I know you got that symbol back there, and I hate every bit of it. But So he was trolling me. Of course, we did the whole Batman thing, and of course, Little Caesars was doing a Batman pizza.
Yeah.
So he sent me one. He trolled me for it, and yeah, he got me good on that one.
But yeah. So I mean, I love seeing a lot of these interactions in the community that have grown and have participated in these shows that we have. So I think it's amazing because you see a lot of the people in the chat, in the same type of shows and supporting when we can, and it's tough. It's tough to do these shows and try to do them consistently, and but it's a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. But Sassy has some questions, I believe.
Yeah.
That you would like to roll.
Okay. So we already talked about, having kids. So, obviously you're married. How long have you been married and how many kids do you have?
I have 2 kids, 2 girls, 8 and 4. She turns 5 in October. My wife and I have been we've been married for you're gonna put me on the spot here. 18 years this July. We've been together since 1999, so in high school, went to 2 different high schools. But we've been together pretty much since I was 17, she was 18.
And she's on board with this whole Disney.
She encourages me more than anybody, especially, I have moments and stuff just like anybody else where, I go through moments of unsurety and stuff like that. And, she's, there was a point there, maybe about a year ago. I actually had a point where I was just going to stop YouTube altogether. And she encouraged me to continue on.
That's amazing that you have her there to encourage you and to say, hey, don't give up. That's big. That's awesome. So what's your favorite part of Disney? Like your absolute,
That's really hard. I mean, my favorite park is probably Epcot. Is most likely Epcot. I love the festivals out there. I love, the Disney, of course, has made it to where there's festivals all year round now. Because at one point there were only particular times of the year, but now it's all year round. But they have different festivals, different foods to try. They get creative with, we're only releasing certain booths at certain times of the festival. So they've gotten very creative with that. So that's probably my favorite park of all. But I mean, every park has its advantages and disadvantages as far as what it offers and what's out there. Magic Kingdom, of course, you can't take anything away from Magic Kingdom. It's the original for us out here, and it brings that park brings out a sense of it's hard to explain, but a very big sense of happiness and joy even by hearing the background music.
Yeah, because I feel like it always brings back something from when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how old you are, like my youngest is the only one who's never been to Disney, and I so want to take him, and he's just like, yeah, I want to go, but it's, I think, more of a big deal for me to take him than it is for him to just go.
Yeah.
What's up, Jellyfinger Comics?
So have you ever been to the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot?
Yes, I did not go much this year, unfortunately. But yes, I've been there many times. Probably one of my favorite ones. I love the topiaries and the flower stuff that they do all around the park, things like that. So I mean, that is a very good interactive one that they do. Food and wine is just the best because it has the most food booths. I'm not a huge drinker, so I really don't. Although some drinks sometimes sound pretty indulging. I have done Drink Around the World twice, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not a huge overall drinker. I'm more of like a social drinker. If I get a group of guys that I've gone with, and that's our plan to Drink Around the World, of course I'll be drinking. But other than that, but yeah, I go more for the food.
Now, for those that don't, those that don't know, who's your favorite Disney character?
To be honest with you, I don't know if I have like an absolute favorite Disney character. There's so many characters that are fantastic. You can't take anything away from Mickey. He's the original. I'll take it back. He's not the original. Oswald was technically the original. But Mickey's, of course, classic. Can't take away from the Fab Five. The Fab Five is something that can't be touched. And but there's been so many great characters. Snow White. If you can tell me what all 7 dwarfs' names are, I'll be impressed.
Well, you got Grumpy, you got Dopey, you got Happy, you got Sneezy, you got Sleepy, Bashful,
Doc,
and Doc.
You're missing one.
Okay, let's go through it again. Okay, here you go. You got Dopey, you got Grumpy, right? You got Sneezy, you got Bashful. Okay, you got Happy. All right. Wait, she's got 6, and he's.
Well, let's get into the 6th one.
All right, and then you had. Did I say Dopey already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. And then you have. I'm trying to go through who I said. Okay, so that's where because
I know which ones you haven't said. So
Doc.
Okay, you got. Okay, we got Doc already.
Doc.
Okay, that's 6. One more.
You have Doc. Okay, and then Sneezy, Dopey, Bashful, Happy, Grumpy. 7th character.
Jeremy got it.
What do you say? Oh, Sleepy?
That's it.
Oh, he said Sleepy and Doc.
Well, Sleepy's the 7th one.
That's because I never get any Sleepy. Oh yeah, Ed said there should be an 8th one called Sexy. There should be Sexy.
No, I think there should be a Sassy.
A Sassy.
Mm-hmm.
And of course Sneezy. But my favorite's Grumpy. So
mine's Dopey.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one too. I don't know. I like so many characters, especially when the Pixar realm came around. You got characters like, Remy. I love Remy. Of course, Mike and Sully, Wood and Buzz. There's so many good characters out there. So to be honest with you, I can't. There's another one, Mr. Carl Fredricksen. I can't put my finger on one, to be honest with you.
Okay. Now, would you? I got to ask you. I know I probably asked you in the chat before, but would you work at Disney like as a character? Could you see yourself maybe doing that?
No. First of all, the Florida heat. No, I can't imagine what they go through, in those costumes, in this Florida heat. So.
You think they gotta have like those little fans? You think they would have like those little tiny fans or something with Disney money that you can build in like some kind of little fan?
Some costumes do have the fans at the top, but it really doesn't help that much.
But especially, you're talking you're talking multiple different types of characters. You got the ones that go to the meet and greets that just stand there the whole time, take pictures, hug, and all that fun stuff. Then you got the entertainer ones that go on the stage show. Those are the ones I really feel bad for. Because they'll be out there in the middle of the day, out on that stage, or the people doing the parades, out there doing the parade route in the middle of the day, middle of the heat. I mean, those guys aren't switching out by any means. They got to sit that whole thing. So I feel bad for them, but it's something they go through, and I bet you a lot of them do enjoy what they do.
So now, have you been able to experience the California side of Disney recently?
Not recently. I've been to Disneyland probably. We went there when my oldest was 1 year old. So probably about 7 years ago is the last time I was there.
All right. What would you say? Now I know that some of the parks, especially coming into the entrance, is pretty same type of setup, when you're coming in. But there's so many different sections, like the Epcot Center and stuff. From what you remember, is there anything that you really liked about Disneyland that you wish that they would have over at Disney World? Like they don't have the Marvel Land, which is kind of interesting.
They can't. That's a little bit much bigger story. But New Orleans Square, I'll tell you that right now. New Orleans Square. I've always loved it over there. They have a restaurant called New Orleans Cafe, which is right in the front, across from the Blue Bayou, and they have a Monte Cristo that is absolutely fantastic. It's the only thing I've ever ordered there every time I've ever gone, and that location is the only must I have to be whenever I go. So I'm very jealous that they get New Orleans Square, and we don't. But that's the biggest one. Avengers Campus. I'd love to have Avengers Campus. I think there should be one in Disney World.
Right.
Unfortunately, there never will be. And just small brief, I'm not going to go into history of it. It's because of Universal. Universal owns, has the exclusive rights to multiple characters, and nobody else can sell anything from those characters within 50 miles of Universal Studios Hollywood.
Wow.
Isn't there like a certain period where, like the movie rights where they go back?
It's a never-ending contract.
Okay. That's interesting. And it seems like they would, and of course, they're not going to want to give it up.
If you guys want to know more of that story, hit me up on a live later on. I'll tell you the exact details of it.
Christina says, when's the best time to go in the weather, like for there?
October, November is rather nice. Weather, the humidity is starting to drop off, and everything like that. So October, November is really nice. To be honest with you, there's 3 weeks. If you want to, Disney doesn't really have quiet times anymore. To be honest with you, they have a few that I can point out where the 3 weeks between Thanksgiving and Christmas, fantastic time to go, especially if you want to see the Christmas stuff. Right. Not a lot of people are traveling during that time. There's 2 weeks in the beginning of May. Great time to go, not because the kids are getting close to being out of school. They're not traveling as much. So, and the weather is pretty good in May. Other than that, the beginning of the year can usually be nice, but expect, because that's what we call out here in Florida. And Chase will agree with me on this. Beginning of the year is what we call our dry season out here. In Florida, we don't really go by 4 seasons. We kind of go with what's called the dry season, the wet season. Dry season is very misconceiving because it's not dry, but we do get rain, but there's sometimes all day rains, and they comes down. So a lot of times you get a lot more of those, and that's when we get our 5 days of cold every year out here. But and in the rainy season, we consider the rainy season because pretty much every day you can set your watch to it when the storm's going to roll through.
Yeah, no.
Thunder, lightning, everything of that nature.
Every time we've gone, it's rained every single day we were there.
And a lot of people also call the rainy season the hurricane season. So it's kind of one and the same. But, that's a downside with sometimes if you can get very lucky and we could be in the middle of January or February and it's 90 degrees. I'm out of the parks in shorts and flip-flops while everybody else is in snow. So, it's all a roll of the dice when it comes to the beginning of the year.
I do want to say thank you to BK for the super chat.
Yes, BK, we appreciate that. And then also Lori Nightshade, as she always says, the bitch is here. We appreciate it, Lori. We have not seen you in a while. That's what she goes by. We hope you guys are doing well up in Canada. Hope everything's going well. Thank you for stopping in. Of course, King Bob, Johnny Funko, Chase, BK, everybody if you're watching on the rewind, once again, absolutely appreciate it. But Sassy, you still have some more questions, correct?
Yes. So we already kind of talked about what made you decide to transition to Disney. What kind of work do you do when you aren't vlogging?
I won't say where I work for, but my primary work is I work in the fire alarm industry. Okay. So I was a technician for many years on testing, maintaining, and repairing fire alarm systems. I was at one point a fire sprinkler designer for another company, and now I do more of planning and scheduling and organizing for the current place I do for fire alarms.
Nice. Moved up in the world, huh? Just sit back and tell them.
Sometimes you got to get out of the field, unfortunately. Yeah. Got to let the young guns do it.
Right. Okay, so we talked about how long you've been on YouTube. When did you and Wayne Co start your weekly show?
Oh, that's actually a good story. It's been about him and I have been live consistently for I think at least 2 years.
Oh wow.
At least 2 years. We met. I can't remember anymore. I remember. I don't remember. I know it was in April, but I can't remember what year. Wayne would probably know a little bit more than I would.
Wasn't it like
we actually met, and I don't know if Eric was on that one, but it was Dane. I don't know if any of you guys remember Dane TV. He doesn't do YouTube much anymore. But Gilbert over at Dane TV, he was having like an event or something like that. I can't remember what it was for, and he had a bunch of us on. It was actually the first time I actually had anybody ever invite me to something. So I went on, didn't really know what to expect. I had a crappy little webcam, and we went on and had fun. And Wayne just happened to be on that show, and I had always been looking to maybe do something. And for some reason, him and I, after that, I felt like him and I were kind of similar on that show, and we just started chatting on Instagram afterwards. Like, dude, we should start up a show. And ever since, him and I have just become really, really close friends. We talk. People don't realize. I think we just talked during the show. We actually talk a lot, text back and forth, stuff like that. He's real busy because he works kind of really, really early mornings. We talk quite often, and he's got a great support structure over at his house. I do know Wayne's real name, and I still refuse to call him by his real name. But and it's not Wayne. I will tell you that Wayne is not his actual first name. But he is a fantastic guy. We bounce a lot of ideas off of one another, and stuff like that. So although I love doing Funko, he's really the only thing that I even have somewhat associated with it, because I enjoy it. And even he's talking about trying to get into some different stuff and things like that, because I think he's a very creative guy. I love his creativity and thought process, and he's just a fantastic guy, and I've been very, very lucky to be able to work with him for this long, and stuff like that. Although the funny thing is, we've never met face to face in this long. We've never met face to face, but yeah, hopefully we got some plans in the works for next year. So
now, where is he located? He's in
Indiana.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, it's tough because when you are spread out like that, and especially the way gas is, you can't just like take these road trips, and then these airlines seem to cancel flights. So I mean, it's like, what do you do? But definitely having that ability to build those friendships is a plus. It's the one thing that I say, hey, with the pandemic, was negative, but we have a lot of positives in this community under this rooftop. So
I think that's what my wife pointed out too. I'm a very social person in nature, but I also have trust issues in a lot of ways too. So I don't necessarily. I mean, I like a lot of people I work with, but I wouldn't be hanging out with them outside of work or anything by any means. So and then, like you said in the beginning, you getting in the community, meeting a lot of people. Me and JB are good friends. We chat from time to time. Wayne, JKL, Chase. Sometimes I'll message Chase just out of the blue, be like, dude, we ain't talked in a while, and stuff like that. So I've definitely found a grouping of friends throughout the Funko community that I would have never had out, being out here. Because like I said, especially with family, I'm not a big family person. My wife's got some family out here, and she's a big family person. We do stuff with that, but I'm not a huge family-esque type of person. So, I stay kind of guarded, to be honest with you, to a certain extent, because, like I said, there's just some reason growing up, I've just never had a lot of trust in a lot of people.
Yeah. So Craig, I just saw Craven Something Scary just popped in, and I coming in our stream for the first time. Appreciate it. So we want to say hello to you, my friend. How are you? Absolutely welcome. But definitely, Sassy, what else have you had on that list to ask?
Okay. I just wanted a little brief of what you and Waynco talk about, in case some people don't know? I know it's Funko, but I don't think it's just Funko, is it?
It's not. We do get into different things. Chase even actually called me out on this. Of course, we changed our time at the beginning of the year to being Tuesdays at 8. And we talked about redoing the show, which downside is you get so used to a process that sometimes creativity you just kind of get used to doing it and you don't really change. And he called me out on that recently, and I'm like, yeah, we got to change a few things up. So we're trying to, but there is a heavy focus on new things that Funko's doing. Wayne does an awesome job on digging into other things within that could be connected with Funko, like eBay purchasing close to 50% of the damn company, stuff like that. So he's very good at digging into that, and we can talk about it. And I don't know anybody that's ever watched the show. Him and I are not fake in any way. I'm not shy to express my feelings or my hatred for something, and I'm not shy to express my love for something. Funko and I have had a very love-hate relationship throughout the years. I hate how Funko runs their business, but I love their collectibles. So I may trash them and I may rip on them a lot, but I'm still going to buy their products.
Well, yeah, I mean, and like I said, there are a lot of holes, in some of the things that they do with the process and stuff like that. Whether it's lazy molds or you look at things, you're like, I've seen this before, or you say the chases and stuff like that. But we still, we enjoy collecting things, and when we do get new stuff, it's always great to open it up, especially like sodas, if you're going to get a chase or not. And I'm still waiting, obviously, for the Ghostface soda, which I'm excited for. But I also want to say Mad Hats today. So Mad Hatter, he actually had his first Whatnot auction today.
Nice.
So congratulations, Mad Hatter. He was rocking and rolling. I told him he should be dressing up like this in his Whatnot auctions. But definitely appreciate him doing his thing out there. So he was presenting some Disney magic, hopefully with some of his sales out there, getting Mickey to bring him some good old luck. So what else we got, Sass?
Tell us something that nobody knows about you.
Oh, what haven't I said already? Like I said, I'm a pretty open book for the most part. I don't think I've ever shied away from stuff. I do stay reserved in certain areas as far as like, my kids and, my job and stuff like that. But something somebody doesn't know about me.
Like a crazy story.
I'll give you one.
High school or growing up.
I was actually a Eagle Scout. I loved the Boy Scouts. I did the Boy Scouts from age 11 to age 18. I was a leader after that, and eventually became a commissioner. And that's a little bit nobody knows about me. I loved it. I had a fantastic experience. Aside from what anyone thinks about the organization, and I learned so much more as being a leader, being in that organization. So I'm 1,000% for it, and I loved it. So I regret nothing.
Scouts honor.
Always.
So Craven Something Scary asked a question, and I know like I said, with Disney, they always have different things that come out based on movies and stuff. With Funko, they didn't really take the opportunity on this last Scream film to have a new line of Funkos. But with Halloween, Michael Myers, one of the things that they've done this year is we got the Blacklight Michael Myers, which is pretty cool. You got the Halloween artwork. So that is really cool right there. But as far as, with the actual movies, like Halloween Ends or Halloween Kills, they don't seem to jump on. I don't know if they have the license to do those people that are in the movies or not, but they do seem to do Michael Myers. So it's kind of crazy. But is there Disney stuff out there that Funko can't touch that you know
Speaking of Disney and horror.
No, that's a good one. I do like that. That's the one with the weird crotch on it, though.
Yeah.
As far as licensing at Disney, Funko, I think they've got a good relationship. I personally don't see, the only thing I think you'll never see that Funko does that they'll never get Disney to agree upon is NFTs. And if you guys have ever anybody in here has ever watched Wayne Tech, I do not shed away from my expression of how much I dislike and hate NFTs. I think they're the dumbest thing on planet Earth. And you know, I don't take away, if you want to collect them, more power to you. That's your choice. But I think they're the dumbest thing ever in the earth. You'll never get Disney to do it because Disney will ask for too much of a percentage for them to do it. So you'll never see Star Wars or Marvel or any Disney characters doing one of those. That's probably the only thing I could say their license will be limited to. But you know, yeah, that's really I think where it hinders.
Well, I think that with the NFTs is, you know, I mean, the fact is a lot of people will buy and pay right now at this point, and especially when you're getting a redeemable, you have an opportunity like to invest that for down the road because it takes a couple months for them. Like I actually bought a couple NFTs. I haven't been able to do a lot, but one of the packs I did buy, I got the Flash Gordon redeemable. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like, you know, that'll pay for the packs that I kind of, you know, put into it. But yeah, I don't need to do every little one like My Little Pony and stuff like that just because it's an NFT. But you know, a lot of people seem to enjoy them, and it's like, hey, that's fine. Just like, you know, Pokemon cards. I mean, people want to, you know, try and spend money to go get it, you know.
Well, I kind of expected DC to eventually do it because DC is kind of the horrors of the superhero universe. But you know, that's just my opinion.
So we got a couple of super chats, Sassy. So once again, Chase Kingdom. Yeah, guys, if you can hit that like button. Obviously it doesn't take much effort. It's not going to require anything. You know, and you can still go hit the like button and come back, and hopefully the waitress will come around for the free drinks. But definitely let's see if we have anything for the super chat here. I like to kind of do it. So thank you, gentlemen. All right, so we appreciate super chat, but I saw Mr. Christopher had a question. I was trying to see. Let me go scroll up here.
He also did a super chat and said that he had to one up Chase.
So per the name Mr. Tech, if you were stuck on a boat in the middle of the ocean, who would you rather be in the boat with, Eric or Sassy? He loves to do these.
I would, to be honest with you, I would probably go with Sass only because she's from Louisiana. So if it's an area where there's some sharks come up, she knows the gators. You know, we know gators down here, so she'd be able to fend them off a little bit easier. I mean, Eric, trust me, I've been to Tahoe many of times, and there ain't much in that lake other than, you know, just a lake.
Beg to differ. Jacques Cousteau went down to the bottom of the lake, and he said there's some things down there. But you know, with the snow, you know, hey, you know, like I said, you know, I can get you guys out of an avalanche. I can trek you through. But hey, I understand. Mr. Christopher loves to do it. He loves to just throw the wrench at me like that. So I just tell him right off the bat, just pick Sassy. But it's fine because, you know, like I said, we get a lot of sharks in the bayou, I'm pretty sure. So Sassy would probably know how to
get bull sharks up there.
But you definitely, you know, Sassy, you know, you get the experience with the sharks, and you know, no problem. And the gators. She makes the jerky, so you know, got to give her that, right? So
hey,
yeah,
gator nuggets are good. Don't knock them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the meat in general is really a good thing. I mean, you see what
she
the
just needs to send some crawdads down this way to me.
Well, speaking of gator nuggets, you've also have done a lot on your channel with eating and trying things.
Yeah, we haven't done that. I haven't done that in a while.
So is there something you won't do that you won't touch when it comes to eating?
Oh, there's a lot of things I won't touch. I do believe in a certain aspect of trying everything at least once, to a certain extent. like there's been some challenges thrown up that we won't do. Me and JKL, to be honest, I haven't talked to him in a minute. To be honest with you, I know we've talked about doing a little bit. I know that the new one strip should be coming out in September ish, somewhere in there. And of course, we've done it the past 2 years. We're stupid and we continue to do it. But I don't know. We haven't really done anything at all this year as far as food. We're doing it for a while. We're enjoying it. It's just, I think between the two of us, JKL does a show with Pop T. He also does Pop the Chaos. He also tries to do his videos and spend time with his daughter when she comes into town. And I'm always busy. So it's not that I don't think we don't want to do it. We're just, it's been nonstop, conflicts. Really.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to like schedule it like something like 8 months out or something, just and hope that maybe it lands. But definitely, like, it's always fun to see that. I know, like with Bearded Barbarian when he did the gummy bears, the sugar-free gummy bears.
That I don't know. I'm not going to eat something that I intentionally want to crap myself.
But yeah, I mean, definitely when I see those challenges, but it seems Lass is pretty good at putting the food down, right? She's come through a couple of times. I mean, she's always talking.
I know she's done a couple,
yeah. What's up, Ozzy Pop and Paul? So let's see here.
And I have one, like 1.5 more questions left.
Sure.
Okay, so we know you collect Funko because, of course, we can see them in the back. How many do you have in your collection, would you say?
I couldn't tell you. I to be honest with you, I've never counted. I'm very bad at putting, some people do like to put them in their collections from the apps. I'm very bad at doing that. I just kind of grab what I can because majority of them are probably back here behind me. I've got a couple other ones up here on the wall back, on the other side of the camera. And then we have some over here on the table that I've given to my wife because we did shed some items from the collection that doesn't really match anymore when we redid it more to have like more of a Disney type of look. And, so we have a bunch that she's put up on eBay already. She's got more to put up on eBay. She kind of runs that whole thing. I've got nothing against Whatnot. I just refuse to do it because I think their onboarding process is absolutely stupid. And I understand it. I get it, but it's absolutely dumb. And so we just continue. And I think, to be honest with you, I think eBay putting their money into that and seeing Whatnot, I think eBay is eventually, it's just a matter of time before eBay goes live auctions. And to be honest with you, I think eBay is going to squash Whatnot with it. Just my honest opinion. So we just continue. We've always done it. My wife she runs everything. So if you guys are on there and you throw an offer, you're not talking to me. It's Mr. TechBot, eBay market, but you're not talking to me. You're talking to her. She's throwing back the offer. So she runs it 100%.
Nice.
Well, that's good. And last question: what do you hope to see your channel in the next year? Your hopes, expectations. Like, what do you want to hone in on and just say, this is it, and, for the moment?
Well, travel's not going away anymore. Like I said, I have steps and phases I would love to get into as soon as the channel can financially, do them a little bit more and go from there. But, I'd love to start getting more into, like I said, there's so many hotels outside. I'd love to get more into, showing the different sides of Florida, to continue doing Disney. Want to try to get up and start doing more Universal sometime in the next year. And then eventually, want to get more into doing like different cruises and stuff like that. But that's much later stage because, of course, those cost a whole lot more to get there. So, got to get the channel to help fund these tasks a little bit. But there's so many things I want to get into with travel, and that I'm gonna just continue going with it.
Now you mentioned, Sassy, he mentioned crap in pants. We talked about the gummy bears, and then all of a sudden Bearded Barbarian showed up. So what's up, Bearded Barbarian?
Yeah, he did have an episode or 2 or 3. I know you say there's a lot of Disney channels out there that are bigger, and you have to be there the first day and blah 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 blah. But to me, knowing someone that does it makes me more interested in what they have to say and their perspective over someone that I have no clue. So I would prefer watching what you see and what you prefer and your perspective over it than some person I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to seeing you dive deeper into it.
Yeah, and my biggest thing, and I've never been one to shy that I don't do this. I mean, one of the biggest things as a YouTuber, number one rules that haven't been the greatest upon in the past, trying to get a lot better with it, is consistency. Any YouTuber channel from Nick Nemeth to anybody of that nature, that consistency is a key, and I'm trying to get better with that to where I'm putting out at least one video every week and then doing my news show for every Sunday. Haven't really found that one day during the week that I'm going to put out the first video. But this week it's Wednesday. But it may fluctuate as depending on when I do videos and stuff like that. But Sunday is like my big day, to be honest with you, here at the house, because we kind of usually take Sundays easy. So I'm usually in the office most of the day Sundays, doing editing, making thumbnails, stuff like that. So it's about the process and finding, and I'm slowly now trying to find that, okay, I'm this day I'm editing, this day I'm working on this day I got to get up in the morning and find my news articles, and I got to film my news show and then edit and put it out right away. So it's just about finding the process. So I think once I can get to that point, I would love to get to a point where I'm putting out my news show on Sundays and putting out at least 2 or 3 videos a week. Because of course, anyone knows in YouTube, the more videos you put out, the better you can make an impact within YouTube. So I got to take it. Again, be patient and take it step by step and not try to rush myself. I'm a product of habit. So once I can create the habit, it makes it a lot easier.
Well, I don't know if anybody's dropped your link. I don't remember seeing it. If you aren't following Mr. TechBot, please do so.
I did see Matt Header had one question up here that he threw out. He's something about, what was it?
Let's see.
He wanted to know
what's my absolute favorite content to cover or talk about. Disney. Like I said, I've been a Disney fan. I went to Disney when I was very young and back in 1993. Kind of lost out of it, and then when my wife and I, what did we do? When we took our honeymoon, the year after we took our honeymoon, we decided to take a cruise, and we decided we're here in Florida. So, we're going to stay a couple extra days at Disney, and the whole Disney bug hit us in the year after that. And then the next year we came back. We were living in Las Vegas, I think, at the time. And we came back for like 12 days and stuff like that. I've been a big Disney fan ever since.
Yeah. What would you say, looking at Disney over the years, the changes and the evolution that they've gone through, is there something that you would love to add to Disney? Like, something that you really feel that is a must staple for them to add?
Don't know what I would add. I know what I would get rid of, and that's a CEO. Not a huge fan of Bob Chapek, and I don't know a whole lot of people that are, to be 1,000% honest. Fortunately, the board just gave him a 3-year extension.
I'll be right back.
There's a lot that Disney needs to do to improve. I think they've skimped on certain areas and to be honest with you, some of it has to do with Chapek's decisions. They've skimped on areas like when you see the video that I put out on Wednesday it's the first time I actually went and saw the new fireworks show at Magic Kingdom. My wife was, sometimes I like to give too much of my point of view, but it was a good show. Don't get me wrong. Any fireworks show always has a decent show, but Disney is different to me. They had one that was before this that was called Happily Ever After. Fantastic show. One before that was Wishes. fantastic show. This one, yes, I know they have a lot of projections. They got projections on Main Street. They got projections at Castle. It just doesn't seem to have the heart that you would expect. They used to have a way of doing a basic fireworks show and creating a bunch of different emotions for you within that fireworks show. And this one, to be honest with you, the heart is out of it. I would love to see Happily Ever After come back, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I have the video footage, and because I went there the last week that they did Happily Ever After and filmed it, and it's up on my page. But it didn't have the same feel, and I cut it up, mind you. It's not the full show. Because if anybody knows monetization inside of YouTube, I have to keep clips within 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's always tough. And then you have to decide, okay, well, maybe if there's something I don't really care about the monetization, I'm just going to do it anyways. But like I know, like I see a lot of concept stuff, and I did a concept trailer that I wanted to do just because I wanted to do it. And but sometimes when you are doing the content out there, when you're dealing with Disney, I mean, does that create a problem with the monetization? Because like if you're doing a parade or you're broadcasting something like a ride or something.
You have to be careful. That's why I've had to upgrade my streaming rig. Of course, Slush is a good friend. We've currently had a communication where I need to help support him a little bit more, and I will get over there. I've just been really, really busy, but I will get over there and support him. But he's a fantastic. He puts off a big. I'll tell you, anyone who doesn't know Slush, as much as he'll talk crap and everything, the guy's got one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. So love Slush, even though he loves to rip on me for a lot of things. Anyways, filming it.
Hold on real quick because you talked about Slush and he popped in. I just wanted to give him a nod because he does have a big heart. I wanted to let him know that we already figured it out that the Maple Leafs will win next year.
No, they won't. They won't even win a playoff series.
So we went ahead, and so if you can see right there in 2023, they are the Stanley Cup champions, and that's what the poster is. So right there, Slush, you can hang on to that. That is you can put it up there on the wall all you want, but next year they are the champions for the Stanley Cup. So that is for you, Slush. And if you've not seen, he is sponsored, which is amazing to me. He got sponsored. I don't know if you know that or not. Have you seen the commercial?
That's good. That's good. But don't worry about it. Trust me, I've gotten on the back end. You poked the bear. But getting back, it can be very challenging filming at Disney because that's why I had to, on my setup, I don't have it up here. I have a directional mic, so it faces me because there's a lot of background music that plays. Some of it you can get by with because it's just ambient music. But, if you're filming anything like a parade, a stage show, fireworks show, anything that has standard Disney music, you have to cut it up. And, I try to show as much as I can, but you got to keep it within that 10 seconds. And if you're at I think I've gotten caught at even like 10.01 of time. And it'll copyright you really, really quickly. Now, sometimes I don't care about that, depending on what I'm doing. Like I have live streamed from Disney, and I'll show all that stuff. And YouTube does not give you strikes for that. They basically just say any money that's made off of this video goes towards the copyright owner. That's basically all they say.
It seems to me like Disney should be okay being like, hey, you want to use our stuff, go ahead, but it's coming right to us. I mean, like, whatever. But I mean, that's what sucks about with the YouTube stuff sometimes is because, you want to be able to use it and be creative in creating your videos or having that section. Hey, I'm at Disneyland. This is part of my channel, blah, blah, blah. And you should be able to be rewarded by having certain things in there because you are making that video, you know?
Disney does. There are a lot of things you can get away with at Disney because there are so many YouTubers, and really we're just a giant advertising billboard for them essentially. So they do let us get away with a lot of stuff, but copyright material, unfortunately, that's something that's YouTube's rules, not necessarily Disney's. So you know, and different things like that. So I mean, and you can even eventually when I'm rebuilding the structure of the channel and starting with the big one, which is the logo, which again, within the next month, you guys will see the new logo that I've chosen. But you know, it's going to be a whole lot. And there's actually a whole, which you can put together called a media packet, which I can send out to Universal and Disney and stuff like that. And that way you get on their radar for invited events like media events and stuff like that.
Nice.
Disney, as far as from what I understand, doesn't really matter how many subs you have. If you can submit a media event and an idea, they will usually put you on the list.
Well, my nephew, he does a lot of 3D building costumes and stuff like that, and he actually made a 3D Buzz Lightyear, and it was really, really good. It's on his Instagram, and Disney had him at the premiere.
Nice.
And they actually gave him tickets to go to Thor Love and Thunder premiere as well. You know, so that's been a big thing for him. He's taken off that 3D printer and using it to his advantage and creating a lot of costumes and stuff like that. And so that's the beauty of it when you can get, you know, somebody to say, hey, you know, come to our big events, you know, like, I mean, that's a great thing right there. But I also I know with Slush and I know with the hockey and you guys being good buddies, I kind of figured he would be here, and I knew that kind of Chase would come in and support. But I wanted to, being the sports guy that you are, I know you're a big Bruins guy. I wanted to kind of poke the bear a little bit. So I created this, and I figured, you know, between you and the Slush Land, you know, later on you guys can have something. But I like how you said, oh, well, they'll never win anything. But let me show you this, what I created, because I did take the time to do it. And I wanted to, I knew that now that he's here. Let's see here.
Mm-hmm. Matt Hatter said, go Blackhawks.
The only way the Leafs will ever win anything is if they're photoshopped holding the Stanley Cup.
What's up, Supine?
Kirkwood scores. Back to Riley.
You sure those aren't you know, Tampa Bay Lightning highlights and not, you know, the Leafs?
I thought about that too. But since Colorado was in the championship, I figured they would go back to back. I figured he can have a little bit of envision of what it may be like.
What a tremendous hockey game this was.
Never. Probably got Slush standing up, you know. I don't know how Canadians, if they you know, put their hand over their heart or whatnot, or I don't know what Canadians do. Hold up maple syrup or something. I don't know.
But I figured he might be in. But for you now, have you been to? I'm sure you have been to. Like, I've gone to a couple of hockey games, and man, it is crazy watching in person opposed to on TV?
My very first hockey game as a kid, as I can remember, I think it was in third or fourth grade. Went to see the Bruins at the Garden, and they were playing the Quebec Nordiques. That's how long ago this was, by the way. But yes, I've been to many games. When I lived in San Jose, California, I used to go every year and watch the Bruins play the Sharks, stuff like that. And of course, any live game is always much different to be at than.
Now, when were you in San Jose? Because like I was born in San Jose, California. Like I'm a very
I lived in San Jose from 1996 till 2012. No, I moved out here in 2012 to 2007. I went to high school in San Jose.
So you were the one Red Sox fan at the Giants when the Giants played the Red Sox, right? You were the one.
I did go to a Giants. It was funny was the one time that the Red Sox played the Giants, my dad got tickets. The tickets were sold out, so we went and bought those resale tickets from somebody. We were up on the second deck, and we seen a lady in the front, right in front of us, had like a Tom Brady, like fleece blanket. I said, man, I ain't seen that one before. And I collected all the fleece blankets from the championships and all that stuff. And I tapped her on the shoulder. I said, where did you get that? She goes, oh, I got it back in Boston. My son got it for me. And she goes, then she turns back. She goes, that's my son. I'm like, you Galen? She goes, yeah. She started pretending. She brought out her wallet, started showing me pictures of Tommy when he was younger and stuff like that. So the whole family was there.
Wow.
His mom, his dad, his cousins, all that stuff. It was kind of interesting.
Very nice. Very that's cool. Well, Mr. TECHBOT, I know being on the East Coast and I know being up early in the morning, I know, like I said, normally a lot of times we have our guests will come in and sometimes, guys, we do long streams. But SASSY has got something going on tomorrow. We want to give positive thoughts. She's got a job interview tomorrow. And Mr. TECHBOT has a lot of things going on early in the morning as well. So we promised that we weren't going to like keep them on very long. But we wanted you guys to know a little bit more for those who are still learning about Mr. TECHBOT, because he has had a great journey. And right now he's hitting his, would you say, your spot that you really enjoy, your niche as far as like where you want to be. So, and that's all you really want to do is when you do this, community channeled, however you want to look at it, you want to enjoy what you put into it, because before other people can enjoy that, you got to do it. And he's proven, that he's been able to do that, especially having it in the backyard where you are, because besides Disney World, where are some really good places also in Florida? Like if people are coming to visit Florida, where would you suggest that they go check out?
Of course, there's always great beaches. I love the beaches. Stuff like that. It depends on what's going on. If you come around the beginning of the year in January, anywhere between January and March, man, we have some fantastic carnivals and stuff like that going on. I go to Florida Strawberry Festival every year. I filmed it last year. Absolutely fun. Definitely realize how different ways I want to film it for next year. But there's always things going on around here in Florida, whether it's cons or, a lot. Then, we have the Orange County Convention Center, which is huge. It has all kinds of different cons from all around the world. People come to conventions around here. So all kinds of stuff. But one of my next big things is beaches, and people got to see a little bit of one of my favorite places, which is out at the port. Love being out at the port. There's a great beach right off of there. Stuff like that. So there's a lot. Disney is one piece to Central Florida. It's a big piece, but there's a lot in Florida that's absolutely beautiful. I still got to take a trip down Chase's Way because I know Naples area, Fort Myers, stuff like that. Beautiful area. So the time will come and to being able to travel even more. Like to get down to Key West again. Loved it down there. So. Lots of beautiful places out here in Florida. So, and we have some of the best beaches in the country. So,
nice.
I would agree with that.
Any gator wrestling on the horizon for you? Maybe for your channel?
No, I'm not the type. We have some gators in the neighborhood. because of course we got water areas all over the place. Sassy knows just as much as I do. You leave the gate. We know the gators are there. You leave them alone.
Yeah.
They don't. Once you attempt to feed them, then they're not afraid of humans anymore, and we'd rather them just be afraid of humans. The only thing you got to watch out for is if you decide to fish in some of these ponds, they may snag up your catch.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because you always see, like, I know the nature videos, like the lion and the gator, they always tussle back and forth, and sometimes the gator gets the best of the lion and vice versa. But even the leopard and the jaguar, have always been very key in hunting, going into the water and actually pulling the gator out, which is kind of interesting. But we absolutely appreciate you coming in and being part of the show. You guys get a chance, please check out Mr. TechBot. He's got some great things. His Disney, definitely. So what right now is on the horizon coming up this week to let everybody know to look for?
Well, definitely for sure. Wednesday, small video from when I went to Magic Kingdom, just mainly fireworks, talk a little bit in it. Every Sunday, 5 minutes of Disney, where I talk about some of the biggest topics within Disney within 5 minutes, because hey, everyone's got 5 minutes to stop and hear what's going on. And then it got Food and Wine starts this Thursday, so I definitely plan on getting out to Food and Wine Festival this weekend. Also got to get out to Disney Springs because they've also just started the Flavors of Florida. Fantastic event going on out there. So, and then of course August is coming up, so that's starting Halloween season out here. So we're gonna have Halloween Horror Nights. We're gonna have Mickey's Not So Scary, and then into the Christmas parties into November. So a lot going on, lot happening, and we're just gonna keep filming and enjoying.
Okay. And the link is dropped. Matt Hatter, appreciate it. Sapine, appreciate you coming in, my dear.
Don't forget every Tuesday at 8:00. Sorry, I plugged that in. Every Tuesday, 8:00, Wayne Tech. Definitely come by tomorrow because I've already thrown it out to him. There is a challenge and a big statement being issued because I got a bone to pick with Pop the Chaos. So I won't disclose what that is just yet until tomorrow's live. So if you guys want to know what bone I got to pick with Pop the Chaos, come by Wayne Tech, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. I think it's on my channel of this week.
They're dropping the link on your channel, but if somebody could drop it on mine as well in my chat, that would be great.
Yeah. Now, as you know, sometimes since Sassy's monetized as well, we've tried to figure, okay, like let's both, run it and just kind of go from there. Occasionally, we'll do one channel, but it's kind of nothing wrong with it. We have fun with it, and everybody seems to come in and support either way. But guys, we appreciate Mr. TechBot being here. We have to give him a huge salute because, like I said, he's been a great friend in this community to many. I know he has reached out when I first started in the community to me and my boys, and I appreciate that from the beginning. So Big Poppy, what do we feel about Mr. TechBot? Yeah, we'll give him that.
That's my boy right there. That's my boy.
Now, like I said, he now what do we feel about the Bearded Barbarian? What's that? Oh yeah,
Bearded Barbarian is old and over the hill, and he's got to he's got to stop trying to be George Lucas.
Sorry, Bearded Barbarian. Sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
But Mr. TechBot, we salute you, sir, 100% for being here. And guys, if you get a chance, please show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. It is Mr. TechBot. And
thank you all for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. And guys, go hug somebody, go enjoy your week. A lot going on. Go support some channels. Until next time we're on, which may be next week, right, Sass? We look forward to it. Good luck with everything. Wave them goodbye, guys. You guys take care. Appreciate you guys being here.
Later, guys.